Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, much due honors and respect to you brothers out there continuing to labor in this work, pushing out this gospel in all true faith and sincerity. So yeah, that's what I wanted to go into in this lesson, pushing out this gospel, all right, which is a major concern in prophecy, all right. Our Lord Yahweh Shai, who you people out there ignorantly call Jesus Christ, when he spoke concerning the end times, he mentioned the fact that this gospel will be preached throughout the world, all right? And amongst our people, you got those who, want us to produce a sign, all right, to support the fact that we tell you straight up and down that we're in the end times. They want us to produce a sign to support that, but the mere fact that this truth is being pushed out on a very high level is a sign in itself, all right? You're actually in the midst of prophecy being fulfilled. So with that, I want to just get right into it. This is the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter and the 14th verse. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come, right? So in this precept, the fact that this gospel is going to be preached as a witness throughout the world, and then the end shall come, being in the same breath, is the Lord Yahweh Shai giving you basically a chronological order of how things is going to jump off as we move closer and closer to the end, man. The Lord just actually gave you the play-by-play. The fact that this gospel is going to be preached throughout the world, and then the end shall come. So if you awoke, all right, and you aware of what you see going on, the fact that primarily here at Great Millstone, we flooding this YouTube with video after video, all right, then that should be a sign in itself that we right at the door. We right at the end of this thing, man. All right. Now I want to look up this word world in this precept, because we all know that that word world have different meanings. For an example, if you look up that word world in John, the 3rd chapter and the 16th verse, where it say, for God so loved the world, well, it's going to take you back to the Greek word cosmos, which pretty much means a harmonious arrangement or a category, all right? And that's not dealing with the entire world. But when you look up the word world in this precept or in this context,
Strong's G 3625, oikumene. Oikumene.
Right, that's the pronunciation, oikumene. Well, when you look up the word world in this precept, it says the inhabited earth, all right? You jump down, the whole inhabited earth, the world, the inhabitants of the earth, men, right? So when you read St. John, Salaki, when you read this precept, Matthew, the 24th chapter and the 14th verse, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, that's in its literal sense, all right? And how was that feat going to be accomplished? How was that going to happen? Well, by way of the internet, all right? Because for those who read that scripture back in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, that would have been a foreign concept for them to digest, all right? Why? Because the internet wasn't set up. And a lot of you people don't understand the magnitude of the internet in itself, which this internet is prophesied in the Bible. This is a miraculous sign and wonder in itself, being able to push out the word through the internet, all right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, starting at verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament show of his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night show of knowledge, right? And this is actually dealing with the internet. Well, you might have someone to say, well, I can go to one of these universities, one of these college institutions and get knowledge, all right? But you can't go day unto day or night unto night. You can't just go up in your professor class at 3 in the morning, all right? But you can wake up in the middle of the night and log onto the internet, all right? Verse 3, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Right. So this video, what I'm doing right now, when I upload this, this can go as far out to Germany, all right, Russia, Australia. So indeed, there is no speech nor language where our voice is not heard, man. And in fact, we actually got brothers in all these different continents, on these different continents, these different countries out in Africa, all right, Australia, London, England, Hawaii, Alaska, all right, Jamaica. Pretty much on every continent on the planet, there's members of Great Millstone who are woken up to this truth. And how did they awake? By way of the internet, which is a major fulfillment of prophecy. Verse 4, their line is gone out through all the earth, right? And when you log on a computer, what happens? You get online. It says, and their words to the end of the world, and them have he set a tabernacle for the sun. Right, so the internet is indeed prophesied in the scripture. Why? Because the Lord used the internet as a vehicle, if you will, to push his words out throughout the four corners of the world, man. All right? This is the book of Romans, chapter 10. And I start at verse 17. It says, so faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. Right? And these videos, unless you're hearing impaired, all right, which even if you're hearing impaired, there's a certain options you can choose where you can actually get the understanding of these videos. But for the most part, if you got your hearing, you can click on either one of these videos that's being pushed out and you can get understanding, all right? Verse 18, but I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. Yep, and how did that happen? By way of the internet, which again is a major prophecy concerning the end times, all right? The fact that this word is being pushed out at this very high level, at a high rate, is proof that we're in the middle of prophecy being fulfilled, all right? So yeah, I hope this was an edifying lesson. Until the next time I say shalom.